Last week, I actually had a red week, and it was because I was struggling with detachment from other areas of my personal life. And because of that, as a result, it bled over into my trading results and gave me a red week. And this video is really going to break down all aspects of detachment, not just detachment from trading, and make you aware of how open this topic of detachment is, because it can be found in all areas of your life, including your relationships, your money, or your work. Anything that you do day to day, there's going to be an amount of attachment involved. And so it's not always just about trading. However, they're all connected and they will all affect your trading or all areas of your life. So basically, I had a red week because I was having some relationship issues and personal issues, and basically it bled into my trading without me knowing it. It just snuck up on me out of the blue. And so that was a huge lesson learned, and I want to share it with you so that you can avoid it for yourself. So on Sunday, I decided to make a conscious decision to just let go and detach completely from everything. And because of that, I'm now back positive and in the green this week. And so I realized that there's a lot to share, and it's an important topic to discuss because this also was new to me. I always thought that I could just detach from trading and then it would be that simple, but it's actually not. And so I'm going to go through what I learned this week from last week and share it with you in this video. So make sure you watch this to the end. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Drop your comments below. This is going to help boost the algorithm and get this video message out to more traders like you. So let's get started. So the first one you have to learn to detach is being detached from money. Now, money is quite important to everybody, but if you are attached to money, you're always going to be in survival mode. And if you're in survival mode, you're not going to be able to think clearly. And this is going to affect not only your trades, but the way you live your life day to day. So if you are attached to money and you always need money, or you're always expecting a certain outcome with money, because of that attachment, it's going to show in your trades, because now you're trading to make money. You're not sticking to your process. You're going to start to skip your process and focus on your P&L. You're always going to look at your P&L. If you ever catch yourself opening your trading app and looking at your P&L all the time and seeing how much money you've made or how much money you lost, this is going to make you lose sight of your trading setup, of your trading plan, because now you're fixated on the money. And because of that, you're going to have an emotional attachment to making and losing money. And because of that, you're not going to make the best decisions. So you also have to learn to detach from money. This is an important concept that you have to understand and implement into your trading and into your daily routines and your life. The second concept of detachment is detachment from your ego. And in trading, the way this looks like is basically you are married to your trade. So you fall in love with a trading idea. So you make a plan and you find a setup, or you look for a trade, and you become attached to that one setup, to that one particular trade. And so now you feel like you have to be right. You refuse to accept a loss. And when things don't go your way, you try to re-enter. and you try to fix the loss on that particular setup. And this is one that gets everybody. I think this gets a lot of traders because basically everybody has an ego to some degree. And whether you're aware of it or not, it's making the decisions for your trading because your ego always wants to be right. It does not want to cut losses. So if you go into a drawdown, you don't want to be wrong. Okay. Because if you say that you're wrong in your drawdown and you cut your loss, right? It means that you were wrong, and your ego doesn't like that. Your ego always wants to be right. It always has to be right. That's its own self-protection mechanism. So what usually happens is you either get stopped out and re-enter, or even worse, you move your stop loss to try to give it space to turn around and then go in your direction. And that's also a bad idea. So you have to just cut your losses short and quick and let your profits run when you are right. And so your ego is also going to stop you from allowing you to let your profits run because now you are fearing the loss. You don't want to be wrong. So you go into profit and you start thinking about the last time that you lost. So there's a loss aversion, like this residue that is stuck in you from the last loss that you had. And that is going to mess with the way you're able to hold your trades or not and see if they can run to the take profit. So ego is a big one that you have to get rid of. The third one is being detached from the outcome. So it is kind of similar to ego, but the outcome basically will determine your identity. So you have your identity attached to the outcome. So if you're right, you think that you're a great trader. And then if you are wrong and you take a loss, then you think that you're a bad trader. You have to understand that neither of the outcomes will actually define who you are as a trader. It's just the way you react to it. So the best way to let go of the outcome for me personally is to take 50% of the trade, close 50% of the trade at 1R. Once you are able to close 50% of the trade at 1R, you minimize all the risk. So you basically take off all the risk and then you let your profits run. Because at that point, there's no more risk involved. You have a free trade. So the outcome is either zero, like no gain, or you win. But you don't lose anything because you've already taken money off the table. So being able to detach from the outcome is very important. But the technique to detach from the outcome is to take half of the trade off at 1R. So keep that in mind. The fourth one is being detached from the charts. Now, you have to be able to just put on a trade and walk away. And I know it's hard, right? Because you want to make sure that you can see what's happening. You want to micromanage your trades. And that's why you are completely glued to the charts from the moment you enter. And you are mixing it up with work. You think that standing there and looking at the chart is actually work, and it's not. The work was getting into the trade and walking away. That is the actual work that you have to do. And so if you are attached to the chart and you are obsessing over the trade and you keep opening your trading view and looking at it, it's going to mess with your emotions because you're going to have pullbacks. You're going to have pullbacks, and then you're going to have some profit, and then you're going to have pullback. And this is going to cause you to second guess your trades, right? It's going to make you move your stops. It's just going to make you react when you don't need to react. So the best thing to do is to take the trade and walk away and come back the next day and see what happens. Hopefully it went to your TP, and if it didn't, it went to your stop loss. That's okay. You got to move on. So by looking at the charts, it's not going to help you move price in your direction. Just because you're looking at the chart doesn't mean it's going to work. So you have to accept that you take the trade and walk away, right? Once you're in, you're in. You've made the decision. There's nothing you can do. You have to walk away. And this is very hard. I actually have a full module on this one, in my course in the link in the description. We have a full detachment from charts and also detachment from marrying trades. So those are two different modules that if you want to work on that, you can check that out. So now the fifth one that I want to talk about is the one that caught me off guard that I was mentioning in the beginning, where I was having, where I let my personal issue, my personal life leak into my trades, and I wasn't aware of it, that it would actually affect my trades. And so this has been a big lesson for me, and I was able to clock it and fix it basically. And so now I'm good. But this one is basically, you have to be detached from the external world, your environment. Now, I'm not talking about trading. I'm talking about the environment. So your social media, the news, politics, friends, family, your relationships, all of these things, you have to detach from those as well. It's not just about detaching from your trade. This is important because I used to think that, oh, okay, well, I could just detach from my trades and that's all I had to do. No, it's all areas of your life. When we're talking about mastery, you have to master all areas of your life. So you have to detach from everything. Because if you think that you're detached from your trades, but then you're leaking from an external event, something external is bothering you, maybe some news event, maybe some social media event, or some personal relationship event, whatever it is, it's going to consume you. And if it starts to consume you and you put all your energy into thinking about that, obsessing about that external event, you're not going to think clearly when it comes to your trading. So now it's affecting all parts of your life, including your trades. It's going to start bleeding into your trades, and you have to be aware of this. And so basically, if you're all over the place in another area, it's going to make your trade suffer. So you have to detach like as if your life depends on it. There is nothing in this world that will make you flinch. That's the way you got to be. You have to be stoic with everything. There is no relationship. There is no female. There is no external event. There is no news event that can knock you off your game, right? You have to be stone cold and you have to be completely detached. And that's the lesson that I had to learn, right? So, and obviously until I made a decision to let go of the external event and just accept that these things happen and you have to take the L once in a while, and things are beyond your control. You cannot control everything, right? You just have to let go. Once I was able to do that, I was able to refocus on my trading process and bring my losses back into the green. So I've had a great week because I was able to let go. I didn't change my strategy. I just let go. And so that is a lesson that I want you to take seriously, right? You have to detach from all areas of your life. Otherwise, it's going to bleed into your trade. As a warrior, if you're a real warrior, you have to be the person that is willing to walk away from anything. Anything on the table, you have to be able to walk away and not care. Indifference. You have to be indifferent to every single event. Whatever happens, happens. It does not affect you. You should not care. When you don't care, then and only then will things come to you. You're not chasing a result. Does that make sense? So when you can let go and not care about the result and just let things play out, they will play out the way they should. And more often than not, because you're not chasing a result, it'll come in faster to you. That's true with your manifestations. That's true with your relationships. That's true with your trading. It's true with everything. So you have to learn to let go and detach. So those are the key points of detachment that I actually wanted to talk about in this video and bring to your awareness. And so that you know, right? It's not just detaching from trades. It's everything. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe, drop a comment below. Let me know what you're struggling with, if anything. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Bye.